I literally knew nothing 10 years. Like I knew nothing about what I was doing. I was just doing stuff. But like, I'm like the best way, if you want to coach, you have to get
You
coached
have to
first.
have a coach. You can just jump off the front porch and be like, yes, I'm a coach, but you don't know what coaching is. I honestly don't even call myself a coach. I call myself a strategist. I've been coached before, and I don't know if I do exactly what a coach does, but I do know I provide strategy. It probably is the same thing and it's just semantics, but that's just my thing. But I've had 3 or 4 coaches before I even came into this industry, and all my coaches were telling me that I was a coach. I was like, please stop talking to me.
All of my
I'm a makeup artist. Okay, thank you.
My coaches were like, oh, you can be a coach, right? And I was just like, I don't know if I'm thinking about that right now. They're like, well, you should. And I'm just like, okay, and here I am. But
it's always, you have to have a will to help people.
Yeah,
you have to have a heart to help people.
Yeah.
Even when I was like not in a position of being a manager or anything like that, I was always like trying to help people. When I was in sales, I would do ride-alongs with the new reps, like come with me in the field and I'm gonna show you how to, like this what you do, this how you do it. This is the, I love teaching people and helping people be great. Like you gotta have a knack for that. You can't coach, it's a lot of money in coaching, but if you get into it just for the money, you're gonna have a lot of unhappy people. You included, you will be unhappy as well.
I only take typically a quarter, only like 2 to 3. I don't take a lot of them because I literally, it's too exhausting. I only take like one. I have only one during this quarter right now. And when I tell you, it's just easy to just work with her. Like it's just so much easier, because here's the thing, like if I'm putting my all into something, I actually want to put all of my time into it, because like you said, there's a lot of money in coaching, but you taking up 8 clients, 10 clients, I mean, that's not realistic. It's not. Are you a one-on-one coach or are you a group coaching session
I'm a one-on-one person. I'm trying to dabble into figuring out if I want to bring group coaching into the fold, because I see benefit in group coaching, because I was a part of a lot of group coaching programs. And it almost is like a mastermind. So I see the benefit of group coaching, but I feel like you don't get the full access to what you could if it was in a group session, because I can't give you
I'm the same way.
I can't give you one-on-one direction. It's very general. And some people's brains cannot compute how to make that work for their business. They need somebody to tell them, this is how you do it for your business. I can do group coaching because somebody can give me a concept and I can fit that concept into my life. Some people can't conceptualize things in a way that they can make it work for them. So that's why I like to do one-on-one coaching. But I think eventually I may do group coaching, because
I think I'm more of a one-on-one.
Yeah.
I'm very personable. I noticed that. Like, that's my better strength, I think. Group coaching, I wouldn't have an issue with if it was like a general topic. Like something I'm like, okay, more than one person can be up in here. But like, if it's something, I like to tailor, like even like the curriculum that I build for clients, I like to have it tailored to just them.
Yeah.
And it's just something about like pouring into one person versus like 10 people all at once that I think I have. It's just for me, but I mean, I believe I can do group coaching.
Yeah.
I can, but I think for right now, I like the one-on-one sessions.
Yeah, I think if it was to be group coaching, it would be something like courses. Like a question that I get asked often, but I don't really talk about that in depth in my coaching program. Boom, it's a course by the course over and over again. And then maybe y'all can all be in a Facebook group. I pop in on live every now and then, give y'all some da-da-da. Bye.
Yeah, I agree. It's something that I can hop in, hop out. Like nothing like super crazy. I would say a form of coaching. I mean, I've had like cooking classes, like, like a group setting and things like that. But I mean, when I'm teaching food, like things like that, like I like that group setting. If we're gonna talk about it, I like that in a group setting because I feel like a lot of times, at least the people that I get are people that never cooked before or don't know how to cook, and or I'm getting people that they just want to learn a new dish, they just want to learn something or whatever. So that's always fun, I think. But I think that my one-on-ones, like,
I like one-on-ones,
kind of just like. I think, and it's something about the way the client feels.
Yeah.
They feel so like, wow, she's putting all her time into me, and that makes me feel good.
Yeah,
because
I got my money's worth.
Make sure, you know what I'm saying? They got their money's worth, because one thing I'm gonna do is show up.
Yeah.
Especially for my clients. Like I make that very clear. Like I'm like, look, I'm not missing a session unless there's an emergency. But other than that, like I tell my clients all the time, if I can't make it to a session, I'm gonna communicate that.
Yeah.
100%. But I love the one-on-ones. Like they're just, and I get to learn a little bit more about my client outside of what they do. Because a lot of times what I do that because I get to know what type of business owner that they potentially could be or who they are right now. We kind of break some little character flaws left and right because baby. Some of them I'll be like, oh, okay, well, that's nice. We're not going to do that anymore.
Please don't say that again.
Please don't. That's not lucrative for your business. No, it's not. That will not make you money. It will get you canceled. But yeah, I think, and also just making people like really understanding who they are and having them believe in themselves again. Because a lot of times, it's like I said, anxiety is just, it's insecurities as well. I have a lot of female clients, a lot of women in my that are in my clientele, and as women, we're so hard on ourselves. We're so hard on a lot of imposter syndrome. We just truly want to be the boss babe. We want to do it all, but we don't realize that even though we have the tools, we can give it to somebody else to do it for us. So teaching them how to break those barriers. I could do bad all by myself. That whole scenario, we got to break that. We got to break that. I feel like too with coaching, like I said, the reason why I coached is because I got coached first. Being able, when I realized that investment in that mentorship and just learning to be aware of things that I wasn't aware of, that was by far the best investment I had this year alone. I worked with my coach for 6 months. 6 months. And it was the hardest 6 months because I did the work. It was the hardest 6 months. And it was hard because one, it's always like nerve-wracking to hear something new about yourself. Nobody wants to hear the truth. It could be good truth. It could be really good, but it's just like it's still hard to hear the truth about yourself. It's hard to pick up where you left off because you feel like, well, I left that alone for a reason. I don't think I want to touch that again. Or like for me, I didn't want to get back on social media. I did not want to get back on social media at all.
Wow.
And my coach was like, why do you have to do it? I was like, well, that is very true. Why do I have to do that? I don't have to do that. So like now I'm in a place where like I'm always asking for help. I constantly tell myself, and that's why I tell my clients all the time, like, okay, for what you're trying to do right now, you are going to need a team. You are going to need a team. Whether you have a catering business, a cleaning business, whatever, you're going to need a team. Now, you probably can't afford to pay them. I understand that because you're a startup and you're building and there's a budget. But who are your resources now? Like I said, do you have siblings?
There are people that want to see you win.
There are people that actually want to see you win that will actually let you use their stuff and build on it. But, we are so... We don't want to use our resources because we feel like we're bothering people too.
We feel like we're bothering people. We feel like we're going to let them down if it don't pan out to be what it's supposed to be.
Girl.
You know what's crazy? This is a flaw that I have. All my life, I have been seemingly like the underdog. I've always had to prove my way out, prove people that I can do it. Now I'm in this season where everybody believes in me and I'm like, stop that because...
Wow. That's the opposite with me. So I'm the oldest of 3. I grew up, people depend on me for everything. Everything. You ask my siblings, I was going to figure it out. My parents do that. And not even just like me being the oldest of my siblings, but also like I had other little cousins, a lot of them that grew up with us too, that they all depended on. To this day, some of them are just now getting to college. They will call me, what do I do? Oh, because I can't do this. Well, can you send this over to me? And I'm like, you can do it.
Figure it out.
You can figure it out. But so much, I've always been the person because it's always worked for me. And I didn't see that as an issue. That was actually one of the things that stunted my growth.
You were always
just putting pressure on myself to because I believe that, I can always figure it out. I've always done it. I've always been given that position. But that's just because that I also felt like I had to.
Yeah. So for me, I always figured it out. But my motivation to always figure it out is because somebody said that I couldn't do it.
Interesting.
You tell me I can't do it, I'm going to do it real quick. show you that I can. So everything in my life was me proving to somebody else that doubted me. Like, look at this, right? Now I'm in this season where everybody like, yep, we're gonna help you with this because we know you're gonna blow up. We know, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know that money. If I don't come up with the money and y'all believe in me, then what is that gonna look like? You know what I mean? So it's a different season. And I feel like we all have like these character, I don't even want to call them character flaws, but stuff that we have been conditioned because of how we grew up that just show up in different aspects of our lives. It shows up more prominently when you're a business owner and you start finding out all this different stuff out about yourself that has been blocking your growth, but you don't find that out until you have a coach. Because the coach is going to bring it out. Like, why'd you do that? Why'd you say that?
What you mean? I cried a couple times in my coaching session.
They asked you them questions. I'm like, what did he say? Well, why did you say that you couldn't? I'm like, because we're going to talk about it. I'd be like, God, dog, I ain't feel like crying today. I just did my makeup. But it's...
One thing my coach going to do is read me for filth.
Listen.
And I always tell him that all the time.
Like, get off me for today. Give me a break on this day.
Right now.
But I think becoming an entrepreneur is really doing the inner work. You can't be a great business owner until you are a great person. Until you heal yourself from the inside out, your business will not grow. And once you start healing small parts of you, then something unlocks in your business. It happens every time.
All the time.
Every time.
You can't tell me that you like breaking those barriers, building that character doesn't bring blessings behind that.
Every time.
That's the compensation.
That's the compensation.
Like, and sometimes that's a greater feeling to me than actually closing a deal.
Girl.
Because I'm like, oh, I did not know that. Oh, but I got this for it. That's totally fine with me. But, you know, the problem is, like I said, everybody connects that to money. You know, people feel like people connect success to money.
Yeah.
Success is money. What if success is you just hitting a milestone?
Listen, so a part of me leaving corporate America, I was like, all right, God want me to leave corporate America because obviously I'm finna make a lot of money. Like, duh, because why would he tell me to leave, right? No, it didn't. It didn't happen like that real quick, no. And so what I realized was that all of my success, all of my pride, all of that was tied into that 6-figure income that I had accumulated over the years.